Okay. What I want y'all to do for those that are out there in Cyberland, you're going to go to this website, iase.disa.mil/eta/cyber-protect/launchpage.htm. And once you get to this, you're going to be opening cyberprotect. Then you're going to launch cyberprotect. And you'll go in, it'll ask you for your username. You'll give it your username. It could be John Doe for all you care. That's the only reason they keep that is so that you can resume your save game, and you can also print off a certificate at the end saying you completed this if you get greater than a certain score. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and press play. Now here's what it is. You have 4 different areas. You have a department LAN on this installation. It's out to the right hand side. Up top you have your external installation, your other installations, and your headquarters. Of course you have the globe for your World Wide Web, and they all connect through 3 routers into a server. Your internal department LAN are the 5 computers you see on the left hand side. Now here's how you protect it. The game is that it's going to send different attacks to you depending on how you got your system set up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to tool requisition. Okay? What you're going to get is you're going to get a chance between these 8 tools here. You have 40 units. Now let me explain something to you. Each one has a low, medium, high, depending on what it is. So you have a low, medium, high. That's what this element H stands for. The effectiveness, you need to pay very close attention to this. If you have 60%, do you want something that you're spending 4 units on that is only 60% effective? Maybe, maybe not. Would you want to do something that's 4 units and 95% effective? That would be something you want to think about. Okay, the idea and the concept behind this is for you to think of how to secure your network. So what do we have? The first thing you have is you're going to have intrusion detection. Okay, you can click on it. It'll give you how many you're going to buy. You can select how many you're going to buy of each. Your next one is going to be backups. Again, same thing, low, medium, high. Quick disconnects. Notice it costs 7 for the high one on this one. Firewall. How many of y'all think that firewalls are something you should do? Yes. But if you spend 7 and only get 65%, is that really that effective for you? No. Remember, you have to add, the whole focus on this is defense in depth. You start with your center and work your way out, right? Then you have access control, which we just talked about a little bit ago. Isn't that nice to have, right? 95. Yes. Then you have redundant systems. Well, redundant systems is basically similar to the backups, except you're not backing up a single system, you're backing up the entire network. Encryption. Is encryption a good thing? What about antivirus? And then what about user training? No. How effective is really user training, honestly?
You can't fix stupid.
Exactly. So what you're going to do is you can go back here. Now on the second one, you have different ways that you can do things. You have this update. You can update if, let's say, you get hit with access control or with intrusion detection, you were on high. If you want to update that back to get it back to a 60% effective, you have to use a high to update it. So it's going to cost you 1 unit. Does that make sense? Y'all following along with that? If I want to upgrade it, let's say I had a low that I started purchasing, and then I wanted to go to a medium, it's only going to take me 1 more to get it up to 45% effectiveness. Does it make sense? If the first one I had was a low, and then I decided, well, I want a medium access control instead, then I can move it up to medium access control. Y'all following along with that? That's what the L to M, L to H, and M to H are. And those tell you how much each one of those are going to cost to get to that level. All right? So your goal is to choose the first, you only have Where the RU cost is, that's your resource units. You only have 40 to start with. Now, each quarter after that, you can get anywhere from 10 to 30, depending on how well you secured your network. Typically, it's 20, okay? Unless you just totally messed up. All right, now here's what you're going to get. I'm going to, for the bonus on your grades for the course, your goal is to get 100 on this. Okay? If you get 100, you're going to get all 50 points I'm going to give you. So that can make up for some midterms, or final exams. But if you make a 50 on it, you're only going to get 25 points. So is this going to be worthwhile to even try?
Yes. Yeah, because it looks like fun.
It is fun. So I'm going to go through the first one with you. What do we want to purchase? What would y'all want to purchase?
Everything that's 95.
One of everything that's 95?
That's a good place to start.
Well, backups, okay. We'll just do that. That's
Don't do nothing though. That does not work out well.
okay. So now I have one of everything that's a 95.
Oh wow, that redundant systems is.
So here, I'm going to go ahead and submit this one so we can put them on there. And then we can come back and we can use the other 6 in a minute. Okay? I'm just showing y'all how to do this. So we're going to submit this order. Now notice we have redundant systems already put down here. Down here at the very bottom for you. So where would you want access control? You'd want it at the server, right?
I suppose.
Encryption. Where do you want to encrypt things? With the external? Right? What about backups?
Server.
What about an antivirus? What about the server?
Sure, put everything on the server.
Okay. So now let's go back to tool requisition. If you go back to the network diagram, you see we have 5 things that are open here. The traffic through here is wide open, right? So we have 6 left. What do we want to spend our 6 on?
The blue thing is 1 for 40. Yeah, we can get some of those.
That only works on server, by the way.
Dang. Well. Let's see.
You can't get this anymore.
No.
If you do, you're just wasting it.
So, let's see, there's, no, that's more backups, that's 1 for 40, but.
What about IDS? We can kind of get we can use 2 here,
I'm not sure if
and then maybe a medium firewall on the external router.
I'm not sure if it's worth it though.
Why not?
Well, I saw a 2 for 60, which would be effectively 1 for 30. Sort of.
Well, let me just go with this real quick and go to the purchase order.
What you're doing. I'm just gonna break things.
Let's just put this out here, an intrusion detection right here on the server. You'll see how that works. Basically, all you're doing is dragging it from your tools area over to where it goes in here. User training, if you bought any, would go down in here so you couldn't move it anywhere. So I'm going to say configuration complete. And then what it's going to do is it's going to close up. It says unusual file access activity or reports of missing data or duplication of data. Reports of data spillage on printers. That's not fun, is it?
I guess not. No.
So let's find out where the attack is going to come from. It's coming from the internet. It's going to go right through our firewall, right to the router. From the router, it's going to go all the way down to our server.
Uh-oh.
And here's the key. The attack was, see, it hit access control, and it's going back.
So if we get 100, we get, for our rating, we get all.
You get all the bonus points, so 50 bonus points.
I got 100.
The attack was unsuccessful. Now, there are 4 quarters, though. I've only had like 3 people ever get 100 on it. Most of them get 98s.
Well.
So this attack was unsuccessful. So let's go behind the scenes. A foreign spy has been trying to discover where you're shipping certain types of supplies. If your organization knew that, they would be able to figure out what your commanders are planning. Okay?
Oh,
Boom.
right.
First quarter, we only had 1 attack. Now we're in the second quarter. Go to tool requisition, we got 20 more. Does that make sense?
Why 20? Instead of...
Well, if you're working for the federal government, you don't get it all at once. You get it spread out over the year.
Okay.
Now, if you don't use them all for that quarter, they will go to the next quarter. Until the fourth quarter, then it's use or lose. So, y'all go ahead and play around with that. And then I'm going to break you into groups on Wednesday. Groups of 2, and y'all are going to be doing it as groups. Any questions?
How do we show you, oh, dude, we totally got 100s.
You're going to print them out and give it to me?
So don't go to the next page, Matt.
Because what you'll do is when it comes up in that quarter, just highlight. You can say print the. And I only want the fourth quarter one
Oh, yeah.
because it'll show me everything. Is there any questions?
So it looks like you have to update certain things in order to make them as effective.
Right. Now let me go back over here to the network diagram. Notice, see, now we have on our antivirus an H-. Encryption was an H-. Firewall's an M-. Those means they were attacked, and so they've degraded just a little bit. Does that make sense? Over time, your tools will degrade. So you'll have to upgrade them or update them. And then that's why you have those sections. Is there any questions on that? So y'all go ahead and play around with that for a little bit.